Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Pan the Organizer. Boy, are you guys in for a treat. I have a gorgeous vehicle in for a full detail job today. It's a 2023 Mercedes AMG GT63S with a hand-built twin-turbo V8 engine that pushes out 630 horsepower. It is absolutely amazing and powerful. It's finished in a matte paint. So today you're going to see how we do the process from beginning to end the simple Pan the Organizer way using amazing products from Dr. Beasley's. They were one of the original brands that came out with a full lineup of products for matte paints. And yeah, today you're going to get the entire tutorial on this, of course, in simple and easy to follow steps. Again, I'll make sure to include the links to all of these products in the description under the video for you guys to check them out. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Also, a quick disclaimer, this is a sponsored video, and I want to thank Dr. Beasley's for making all of this possible. I visited them at the end of April of 2023 while I was at an event for Car Supplies Warehouse in the Chicago area. And they're based out of Chicago, so all their products are made in the USA. I was able to meet Jim, the founder, owner, and chemist behind these products over at Dr. Beasley's, and we had a great time. He even made one of the products with me in the factory. So yeah, go and check that video out. I'll leave it linked in the description if you want to have a factory tour. There was also Chris Rakana, so kind of his right-hand man that takes care of a lot of things over there, and just a great person. I had a great time. I was able to see just how much passion they have in creating these awesome products, or prescriptions as they call them, because they're Dr. Beasley's, right? So basically all the products that you need to correct issues or clean, enhance, and protect your surfaces on your vehicle. So let's dig right into the setup today. It's important to note that matte finishes are still clear coated, right? So they have a clear coat. It's not a glossy finish, but a matte finish. So it's the type of way they do the paint inside the factory. If you want to have more details on how all of that goes, I have a video on matte paint care on the channel as well. I'll leave that linked for you guys to check that out if you're interested. But today we're going to go ahead and do all the prep steps to apply the coating, and we're going to talk about maintenance as well. So stay tuned from beginning to the end. We're going to clean the paintwork, right, or the entire vehicle. So to do so, we're going to use the matte body wash. So this product here is pH neutral once you dilute it in your bucket, so it's safe for the finish. It's also formulated without any wax, any paraffin, any silicones or fillers, which is key for matte surfaces. You can also use this, by the way, on glossy paint if you want to, but this is specifically formulated for matte paint or satin finishes. In this case, it has active surfactants to help lift and remove your contamination. And most importantly, again, you're going to hear that often in this video, it has tons of lubrication, so a lot of lubricity on the surface to help your wash mitt or wash media glide on the surface for less chances of marring the surface or making the surface glossy because you're over rubbing, right? Over rubbing can eventually make your matte finish a bit glossy, so you want to be careful. So this has tons of lubrication. So we're going to use this in two forms. We're going to use it in a foam cannon first to foam let it dwell on the surface, and we're also going to use it in a wash bucket. So how do the dilutions work? Super simple. In your foam cannon, you're going to fill it up with your desired amount of water. I typically put around 20 ounces to 25 ounces of water in the foam cannon, and then you're going to put 2 ounces of this inside your foam cannon. Shake that up. You're going to spray the foamy solution on the surface with your pressure washer and foam cannon setup. And you're going to let that dwell on the surface for a few minutes. It's very important when we're going to do all of these detailing steps, but guys, keep in mind, do not work in direct sunlight. So always work in the shade on a cool surface, or ideally in a garage if you have access to a garage. But if you work outside, no problems, as long, again, as you work in the shade on a cool surface. So work very late in the afternoon or very early in the morning. Avoid the noon hours when the sun is at its brightest and hottest. And again, do not work in direct sunlight when you're applying these coatings on there. I always like to start with cleaning the wheels and tires. We're we're going to degrease the tires to make sure we remove any dealer applied crappy dressing that might be on there. And for the wheels, we're going to be using the Dr. Beasley's Matte Wheel Cleanser. So it is important on matte and satin finishes to use products that are silicone free, that don't contain any waxes or paraffins or anything that's gloss enhancing, right? And you want products that have good lubrication as well, so you're minimizing the amount of friction. When we're dealing with matte surfaces, the less amount of friction you have, the better. We're going to increase the chemical aggression instead of the mechanical aggression when we're dealing with matte paints. So what's the particular point of matte cleanser, or matte wheel cleanser should I say? It cleans brake dust and road grime, and it also has a high cling formula, so it's going to stick on the surface. So before using the product, of course, like all chemicals, shake the product well before you use it, and then you're going to spray on the surface. Again, let it dwell for 3 to 5 minutes. Then you're going to agitate with your choice of towel or brushes, and you're going to rinse again, and that's it. The wheel should be clean and good to go. And I'm going to show you later on how we're going to protect the wheel faces that are in a matte or satin appearance. And also this can be used on matte surfaces, satin surfaces, and also on powder coated matte wheels. So very highly effective matte wheel cleanser. You're going to rinse that off, and then we're going to refoam the surface once again, because we want to keep the matte body wash on the surface to act as a lubricating agent as well. And next, while the foam is on the vehicle, we're going to put some in the wash bucket. So it's 2 generous capfuls per gallon of water. That equates to roughly 1 ounce of the body wash for every gallon of water in your wash bucket. So foam that up, and then you're good to wash your vehicle as you traditionally would with your wash mitt. I like microfiber wash mitts. You're going to wash the vehicle from top to bottom, because of course the lower parts of the vehicle are always the dirtiest, so you want to avoid cross contamination, right? So wash your entire vehicle, and then you are going to fully rinse this off. The cool thing about matte body wash, it rinses freely. It is very lubricious to use, so tons of lubrication, and yeah, it just helps to keep that OEM appearance, or that matte or satin appearance on your matte or satin paintwork. This also works on matte vinyl wraps and matte PPF as well, so it's very versatile to use. And then we're going to have a light decontamination step. So while your vehicle is rinsed and it's still wet, what we're going to use next is a matte paint cleanser. So what this does, it basically removes stubborn contaminants like bird droppings, bug guts, tree sap, road tar, and other contaminants that might be on the paint. So typically you would use this more as a spot cleaner. So if you see some of those contaminants on the surface, this is where you would spray this directly on the contaminated area. You're going to let it dwell for a few seconds, and then you're for 10 to 15 seconds, and then you're gently going to wipe off, and you're good to go. And also, because you never know if, let's say, for example, the dealership applied some type of cheap dressing, or you don't know if there was potentially any cheap wax that they should not have put on your matte paint when delivering the vehicle, but they still did for X amount of reasons. Not everybody has the knowledge, right, for matte painted surfaces. You want to make sure you kind of do a light decon. So what I would do in this case, instead of using it as a spot treatment, I would just mist it panel per panel, do the entire vehicle and wipe, right? So panel per panel, you're going to mist this on, let it dwell for 10 to 15 seconds and wipe, and do the entire vehicle that way, because I prefer to make sure I pick up any potential contaminant also that you might not see with your eyes sometimes. So just to ensure to have that safety step, I would recommend spraying this on the entire vehicle. So work again, panel per panel, spray it, let it dwell, wipe it off, and you're good to go. Once you're done using the paint cleanser on the surface, obviously work out of direct sunlight. Don't ever work in direct sunlight with none of these steps, by the way, as I said before. And also you want to make sure you don't let it dry on the surface. So once you're done deconning the paint with this, we're going to thoroughly rinse the vehicle again. And at this point, let it wet. So it is important to work on a wet vehicle, because the next step is the most important or crucial step. We want to add some protection, right? So we're going to apply the awesome Dr. Beasley's matte paint coating. So they went for ease of use with this one. And what are the particularities? Well, first of all, it's a ceramic-based protection. It's going to resist staining, contamination, and UV damage. So it's going to protect your paint against the elements, against the UV rays, right, which can fade the finish over time. So what's the durability? What I like of Dr. Beasley's is they don't come out with crazy claims. They're very realistic. So they say 1 to 3 years with this. So because we all know durability depends on many factors, right? The application, the prep, the mileage you do per year. Is it garage kept or is it a daily driver? Also, what's the maintenance that you do on your vehicle, so on and so forth. So durability depends on many of those factors and conditions. So if you don't really maintain your vehicle that much, you're not great with a maintenance regimen, or it's your daily driver, you can expect about a year out of this. But if your car is, for example, either garage kept or you maintain it often, we're going to talk about maintenance later in the video, you can expect 2+ years, perhaps stretching it all the way up to 3 years as well. So it's quite durable if maintained properly. And again, maintenance, as you're going to see, is very simple. It's going to work on matte and satin finishes, but it also works on glossy paint if you have both. So for example, there's vehicles sometimes that you're going to have a bit of matte and a bit of glossy surfaces. Well, it can work on both, but just note that it's specifically designed for your matte surfaces. You can even apply this on your headlights and plastic trim outside when you're doing that. But note that the durability, of course, is the longest on actual matte or satin finishes. So to apply this, it's very simple. So your vehicle is still wet. You're going to work panel per panel. Very important. So while you're applying this on the surface, the trick with this product is you're going to be misting a bit of water as if it was morning dew. So in a spray bottle, you're going to put ideally deionized or distilled water or demineralized water. So any water that contains no minerals, that is key for the best application, of course. So again, I use DI water, but you can use distilled water or demineralized water. Get the highest quality water possible with no minerals in there. Put it in your spray bottle and you're going to mist on the surface. So you want your surface to look a bit like that morning dew appearance. So just some light water on there because the product is water activated. And then with your applicator and the coating on it, you're going to apply on the wet surface. So this is a wet coating application style method. You're going to take your foam applicator pad, you're going to shake the bottle well, always shake your chemicals before using them, and we're going to prime. This is the Dr. Beasley's foam applicator pad. We're going to prime the pad itself by applying 10 to 15 drops on the coating. You're going to apply 10 to 15 drops on the applicator pad as well. And then on the wet surface, again, working panel per panel, you're going to apply the coating in either a circular motion or in an up and down or left to right motion called a cross hatch pattern. Regardless which method you want, just ensure you're doing proper and even coverage. So the goal of this is to apply it evenly across the entire surface. And once you're done applying it on the panel, you're immediately going to wipe off. I like to use the 2-towel method. So your first clean and dry microfiber towel to first start leveling the coating itself. And then your second clean and dry microfiber towel that's perhaps a bit of a thicker, plusher pile to do the final buff and make sure you pick up any remaining residue. To reload your applicator pad every other panel, so when you're changing panel, just reload with 5 to 6 more drops and you should be good to go. So again, when you're changing panel, mist the surface first with your sprayer and your water. Get it kind of that morning dew appearance, so a light even mist of water on the surface. You're going to prime your pad with a few droplets on your applicator pad, and then in a circular motion or up and down, left to right cross hatch pattern, you're applying evenly to the panel, and then you're leveling and buffing the coating using the 2-towel method. So once you're done with the vehicle, now this is the crucial parts. Make sure you wait 24 hours without exposing the vehicle to any water or rain. That is crucial. And wait 2 full weeks before you wash your car again. And during those 2 weeks, do not use any toppers. No quick detail sprays, nothing, guys. Just let the coating cure for those 2 weeks without washing it. But the first 24 hours is crucial for not having any water contact, any rain or any water on the paintwork itself. Also, do not let the coating dry on the surface while you're applying it. If for some reason you're done applying it on the panel, you did the 2-towel method and you see a high spot, that's usually a darker spot on there of some material that's still left on there, do not worry. Just take your applicator pad with a bit of product on it, reapply on that surface and immediately wipe off, and you're gonna remove the high spot. It is very simple. It is a user-friendly coating that just works super well. We're gonna talk a little bit about the finishing steps before we go for the maintenance. So now that the entire vehicle is clean, it's decontaminated, it's dry, and it's coated, we're going to address the wheels as well. So in this case, we're going to use Dr. Beasley's matte wheel seal. So it works great on your matte and satin wheels, and also powder coated matte and satin wheels as well if you have those. It's going to protect against brake dust and other contaminants. How? By making them less sticky. So this you would use as maintenance after your regular wash. So either after every wash or every other wash, you're going to use this on your wheels because it makes the future cleanings much easier, because the dirt, the grime, and the brake dust is going to stick less on the surface. When you're going to come and wash the wheels and rinse them off and clean them, it's going to release all of that dirt and contamination in a very simple and quick way. So this for maintenance is amazing. So on the wheels, to use it, very simple. You shake the product up, and from bottom up, you're going to spray the product on the surface, and you're going to let it dwell from 5 to 10 minutes. So just let that sit on the surface, and then after those 5 to 10 minutes, you're going to come back with a microfiber towel, and you're going to wipe to remove any residue, and that is it. That's how simple this product is to use, guys. And again, if you use it regularly after each wash, once this you apply, by the way, on your dry wheels, and you're going to see just how easy it makes the future wheel cleaning. Oh my God, it changes everything. And on those matte and satin surfaces, you do want some of that protection because you want to avoid over scrubbing when you're maintaining those. So yeah, the matte wheel seal just makes maintenance very easy. For the tires themselves, I decided to apply this one here, the matte tire conditioner. So it restores faded rubber if you have such a condition, or also it adds UV protection, but most importantly perhaps, it's a silicone-free, non-slick formula. So it's not only body shop safe because it's silicone-free, but it has no silicones, because silicones, if they sling, for example, on your paintwork, if it's glossy paintwork, it doesn't really matter, right? But on matte and satin finishes, you don't want any silicones because that can alter the appearance of your matte finish, and it can be not that great looking, especially when you're trying to remove that. Can cause smearing, color changing, and remove that matte appearance. So you want to be as careful as possible. So this a little goes a long way. Just a few drops on your applicator pad. You rub it on the tire, wipe any excess, and that is it. You're good to go. It's going to give that matte OEM brand new tire appearance. Of course, make sure you always apply this on a clean tire, which means you fully degrease the tires. That's why at the beginning, when we clean the wheels, I also like to clean the tires to make sure your dressing bonds properly and that you get no tire sling. But this is a great formula for that. Comes in this great packaging. Once again, Dr. Beasley's works great on their packaging. Everything looks ultra high end because they are very high quality products made in the USA, in their own factory, blended by their own chemist. Jim, again, the owner and chemist, fantastic individual. So next we're going to talk about maintenance of the coating. Is it complicated? Nope, super easy because they thought of it. So you're going to have two options to look into. So first of all, for your regular washes, so either after every wash or every other wash, I highly recommend that you use one of their newer products for matte paints. It is the Matte Bead Hero. Why is this so good? It has a fast sliding water beading formula. And fast water sliding means not only are you getting those tight and round water beads, but you're getting super quick water sheeting. So because the sheeting is going to happen better, you're going to have less chances of water spotting, which is crucial. You don't want any water spots or mineral deposits on matte paint because that can be a nightmare to remove. But in this case, this is going to help not only restore the hydrophobic properties or boost the existing properties, but make sure that water quickly sheets off the panels. To use this, again, look at this, Matte Bead Hero with this beautiful thing on it. It's a water-based formula. So 2 sprays on big panels, or perhaps 1 spray on smaller panels. So what you're going to do, of course, you wash your vehicle as you normally would, right? You would use the matte body wash shampoo in your foam cannon and in your bucket wash. And once you're done washing the vehicle, you're going to rinse it down, you're going to thoroughly dry it, and there's always a bit of residual water left right on the surface. That's why we follow up with a quick detail spray and microfiber towel. So this you can think of as your final drying aid. So not only will it boost the hydrophobic properties, but it's going to pick up any residual water droplets that is on there, and that's it. That's pretty much it. You're good to go. For this, don't forget there's going to be 2 hours of curing time, so do not expose your vehicle to any water or rain for at least 2 hours after applying this. Ideally, you would like to let it sit overnight for 24 hours in a garage or without exposure to water or rain if possible for the best results, but 2 hours is the minimum, and you're still fine if you have no other choice. You can drive in the elements or rain, no problem. So this you would do every wash or every other wash. Now, for every quarterly maintenance or every 3 months, to make sure you get the most durability and longevity and performance out of your matte paint coating from Dr. Beasley's, I recommend this product here. This is the Dr. Beasley's Advanced Coat Matte. So this one here, it's a solvent-based formula. See it as a bit thicker or a higher concentration of ceramic content in there, and it's going to help to restore the durability, hydrophobicity, and uniformity of the color of the matte paint coating. So this one here, because it's a bit thicker, again, the same process applies. You're going to wash your vehicle with the matte body wash. Once you're done rinsing and drying it, you would apply this on dry paint. Because it's a bit of a thicker formula per se, what I like to do with this is take your microfiber towel, you're going to apply it on the surface, you're going to start leveling it right, and then flip the towel to the clean and dry side and do that final buff. So you're going to be massaging it. So we're going to do more movements, but don't apply too much pressure, so less friction on the surface, and you're going to massage it in. So first side of the towel, you're massaging that in the surface, flip the towel and buff to a streak-free finish, and that is it, and you're good for another 3 months. It's going to help to restore all those awesome properties of your coating and keep that going. So if you do this regularly, this maintenance regimen, and your vehicle is properly maintained, you can expect 2+ years of durability out of their matte paint coating. If we look at the final results on this beautiful 2023 Mercedes AMG GT63S, did I say that properly? Let's do that once again. Mercedes AMG GT63S, twin turbo V8 engine, 4-liter engine, just looks insane. Look at the appearance. So it's better, way better than what the dealership delivered in this case, because we not only did a deep cleaning, we decontaminated the surface as well, but we protected it for a long term with a proper matte coating. So in this case, again, Dr. Beasley's matte paint coating. It looks stunning. It gives a richness to the finish, but keeps that OEM matte or satin appearance. If you have a satin paintwork or a satin PPF or a satin wrap or a matte PPF or a matte wrap or a matte paint, you can apply that coating on all of those surfaces, and it's going to give that durability, that chemical resistance. It's going to help prevent water spotting because of the hydrophobic properties. It's also going to add a lot of self-cleaning properties to the surface, meaning the vehicle is a lot easier to clean during your maintenance washes. And that's one of the goals with matte paint surfaces. You want to make sure your surfaces are protected, so it eases or facilitates the maintenance cleanings, so less rubbing, less friction, and less chances of altering your matte finish. And of course, it gives you that UV protection as well, helps protect it against the elements. It just looks stunning. The wheels are protected, the tires are protected, every single surface on the vehicle. What do you guys think? Drop a comment in the comment section. Do you like the final results? And yeah, so the products were not only amazing, once again, thank you to Jim over at Dr. Beasley's and Chris Rakana as well. I consider them friends now. It's been awesome to actually not only speak to them in person, but hang out at their shop over there. I saw their lab where they formulate their own products, again, made in the USA. They have something to be really proud about. I'll leave the links to all of these products in the description under the video for you guys to check them out. And yeah, if you have anybody out there who has a matte or satin finish type of wrap, PPF, or paintwork, and they might be interested in learning how they can clean, enhance, and protect those surfaces, share this video with them. Send them my video. It really helps. Smash the thumbs up button if you enjoy my videos, by the way. It really helps to support the channel. And yeah, guys, in the meantime, don't forget, keep it tight, keep it clean, and I'll see you on the next one.